Well, hello. Today I'm going to show you how to use a model from HuggingFace for something you might want to do, just like a Hello World kind of demo of how this process works using Google Colab. Google Colab is basically Jupyter Notebook from Google. It's free. It's web-based, so there's nothing to install. All you do is Google Colab, and it takes you to the link, and you open a new tab, which I covered in the last video. So it should already be there. Anyway, so once you get into Google Colab, you open a new notebook, and you start doing what I'm about to show you. So the idea again is to give you a demo of how you can use Hugging Face algorithms or models for your benefit. You don't need an account with Hugging Face or anything. It's free anyway, unless you do more stuff and then you pay for it. But in general, stuff is free. Um, at any rate, you don't need an account or anything. You just literally pull the library uh, through Python, as I'll show you in a minute, and then use a model to do what you want to do. If you're wondering what a model is, please see my previous video where I talk about what a model is. Basically, the easiest way to understand a model is basically a robot that does something, software-wise. All right, so first thing we're going to show is for first line of code is essentially importing some libraries so I can have images in this notebook, so it makes more sense for you to visually see what I'm doing. I have already uploaded those images from my desktop. So the first concept is a transformer. So transformer is basically the machine learning concept where you take a learning model, and instead of recreating a second model from scratch, you add a little bit to it or add new data to it, and you have a new model. So there's plenty of examples of that in Hugging Face, which is a company with $4.5 billion valuation. They have 10,000 or actually 27,000 or something like that models that people are contributing to it. So it's becoming, they like to call it democratized. Anyway, so basically you can find any model that you look for in that space. All right, the first thing we're going to do is install transformers. Now, when I run this in front of you now, it's just going to say, hey, I already have what I need. The first time I ran this, it took maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple of minutes, 2 minutes maybe. And on the last line, it said, getting the transformer library from Hugging Face. Well, in fact, it shows that here too, Hugging Face here. So Hugging Face Hub. So it's telling you it's getting that particular library from Hugging Face. All right, next up is we're going to actually import pipeline from that particular library. Pipeline is a function, what have you, that we need. Now, what is a pipeline? For that, I added this image for you, so it helps you visualize what it is. So pipeline is a concept where one person or company or organization does all the work for you. In my previous videos, you've seen that I would download the data, I would split the data myself, and then I would train the model using the test using the training data, and then leave some data available for testing the model. All of that has already been done for us for this particular model we're going to use. That's the idea of a pipeline. It's already been done for you, and therefore all you do is use it. All right, so that's what a pipeline is. So we're going to call the pipeline method for summarization, and assign that to a variable called SMR, short for summary. Right now, what is summarization? That's a pretty easy concept. You take a bunch of blog of text and you summarize. That's the task that this model is going to do for us. So I'm going to run that particular line, and it says, hey, you didn't give me a model, so it chose one for us, right? So which is even easier because I don't have to choose. They probably have many models for summarization, but they just chose one for us, which is great. We don't have to think about that. Now, then what we're going to do, we're going to take some article someplace. And in my case, I chose an article in Wikipedia about a chess player that I used to admire as a kid. I took part of that article, literally copied and pasted into this variable. And you would notice to do that, you need 3 double quotes. And this is the variable that I assigned this to. So this article, this text is now a variable plugged into what to summarize, because that's our input. So I think I clicked that. So it does that. Now the next thing we're going to do is actually do the summarization. So we're going to call the SMR model that I've defined earlier in this Colab notebook, and we're going to say we're going to give it the variable what to summarize, because that's what the text is. So that's where we save the text. So we're going to call that. We're going to feed that variable into the calling of this function, and in this model, and we're going to say, hey, in the summary, at least give me 100 words. Don't make it shorter than that. Also, don't make it bigger than 200 words, right? So those are the parameters I gave it. Now I'm going to run that, and it doesn't take much time at all, maybe a few seconds, and it creates that summary. And it's take a little longer when I'm doing the demo, but that's all right. It's good for you to see how long it actually takes. Maybe it's taking that long because I have a video going and recording is just taking a little longer. And there it is. So reading the summary, I can assure you the summary is pretty darn good based on the article that I fed the model. So anyway, in short, this is a hello world type demo of how you can choose a transformer, choose a pipeline from Hugging Face, which is very, very famous now for AI models, and use it to do something that you need to do. In our case, all we did was summarize an article. But going down the line, we're going to do demos of more complicated things, more useful things than just summarizing an article. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and make a comment if you want me to cover a particular topic. Those things really help me with my videos and with the YouTube's algorithm. And I will see you next time.